You really believe in this Loki variant?
Luckily, he believes in himself enough for the both of us.
So we are only getting little sort of sneak peeks at who Ravonna is really in these first couple of episodes. What more can you tease about how she got like where she is and the power that she holds? I know that she was a hunter, but I don't really know how she got to where she is.
Yeah, it's been a long journey for her. I think, as you said, Renslayer started as a hunter. So she had a military background, essentially, like Wumi's character, B-15 in the show. And in a way, she really worked her way up. She worked her way up the ranks, and now she's in this authoritative position. She reports directly to the timekeepers, who are sort of as high up as you can get in terms of the overlords of time. And she wants to maintain her position. She doesn't, so when Loki comes along and this disruptive variant, she's not going to let him sort of drag her down in her reputation and her career trajectory, certainly. So that's the interesting dynamic then with Mobius, Owen Wilson's character, because he and her have a long-standing working relationship, and she sort of has a soft spot for him. He's sort of able to charm her in a way into sort of, pushing the boundaries a little bit. So yeah, and in terms of Renslayer's sort of story as it relates to the comics, certainly when I spoke initially with Kate Herron, our director, this is sort of very much an origin story for Renslayer in terms of her future in the comics. So, and as we're dealing with time, obviously things could go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, once I heard that, this whole sort of universe is created to like solve these problems, I'm like, well, are there kids? Do people have fun outside of work? Do they just work 24 hours? You know what I mean? Like, I have all these questions. Like, do they have to work their way through up the ranks, or can you just create a judge? You know what I mean? All of that stuff.
Well, yeah. And I don't want to spoil it. It's interesting. We'll find out later exactly, who the TVA really are made up of, and there's many layers to it, so I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, all is not as it seems initially.
So you have amazing sets and effects on the show. Your office is incredible, like the monoliths sort of behind you, and some of the scenes are amazing. What was your favorite, or your one that you're like, I can't believe they made that, and or could that fit in my purse?
Yeah, there are so many. The sets and the production design on the show is just phenomenal, and such an epic filmic scale. For me, obviously, it was great to see my office for the first time. I'd seen the sketches, and to see Renslayer's office, that sort of slick, powerful 50s modern kind of style, was really exciting. And then you see it further along, but there are some cool weapons that Renslayer gets to use, and one sort of teased towards the end of episode 2, and then another one later in the show, and one of those I was like, I wouldn't mind one of those on my mantelpiece.